What is up, guys? My name is Harry Rice. Welcome back to the channel. Today is another video in 25 Days of Harry, and we are back to NHL 14. That is right, guys. We are here with episode 2. I hope you guys saw the last video. If you haven't, please go check it out. I might make a playlist for it. I'm honestly not sure yet. We are here on July 1st. I know it says June, but we are here in July. This is July 1st, 2013. We are here for free agency. You guys can see the top 5 free agents on the right, sorry. Now my issue, I'm going to get right into this in a second. This is the first thing I wanted to mention before we get into the other thing I wanted to talk about in the intro. We only have 6.5 in cap. I'm thinking we try and trade a guy or two. I'm thinking we try and trade some guys, which I'm going to look at my contracts again in a second to be able to gauge who we should or shouldn't trade. But we do have some feedback from the last episode. We do have some feedback to get into real quick. So firstly, we had David Allen saying, I love NHL 14. David, I love NHL 14 too. Then we had the other comment of the last video was Heinz57 saying, bro, you got to contend in 2014. We have a great team. Just focus on drafting good for the future 5 years down the line. So there we go. We had the feedback. If guys think that we have a great team, then I could see us maybe wanting to contend, potentially. I could see us maybe getting a playoff spot. I'm just not sure if we're a pure cup contender. That'd be my issue. So I want to look at centers first, because we're not going to get rid of, like, you know, Thomas Plekanec, and then, oh shit, we need a fourth line center, you know? So Plekanec could be our first line center, I think. I think we honestly, I genuinely think Desharnais might be a guy we get rid of at the trade deadline if we're not in it. He's 26. He's our fourth line center. He's getting paid for the next 4 seasons. I don't know. I'd want to get rid of him now, but I don't know. Like David Desharnais, like we would need a fourth line center at that point. Lars Eller's a pending RFA after this year, so it might get a little tricky there. And then Gail Cenic, obviously we're not getting rid of. We would be incredibly stupid to get rid of him, even if he is only signed for the next 2 seasons. Left wingers, we have Max Pacioretty and Brendan Prust. That's it. So we do need some left wing depth. That is going to be a bit of an issue, is finding cheap left wing depth to help us out on this team. Getting rid of Prusty might actually make that a little bit easier because he's a grinder. He's only 80 overall. If we can get a guy who's getting paid, say, $1 million, maybe attach a draft pick to be able to get a cheap replacement for Prusty, maybe another overall or 2 higher, someone who's on an ELC. If we could find a trade for Brendan Prust, that would be very nice. On the right side, we do already have Rene Bourque, Brendan Gallagher, and Brian Gianna. Gianna would be the guy to get rid of off this team, I think. He's got 1 year left. He's making $5 million. He's an 82 overall. Looking at his stats, he does have the poise. So he is definitely very set. He is definitely a veteran on this team. And we do need those, but I don't like the $5 million price tag. Plus, if we bring in Jaromir Jagr, he replaces Brian Johansson. Even though Johansson is just coming off of a 26-point season in 48 games, and yes, 34 years old, that's pretty good. It's not enough for a guy getting paid $5 million for a third-line guy like that. So Gianna, we could probably try and just trade away for like a draft pick or 2 if we can. Try and see if we can find a trade for him and sign someone in free agency. Defense, we have Subban, Georges, Markov, Emelin, Diaz, Tenorti, and Bully, who we all could use. I think we're kind of covered for defense, you know. I don't think anyone's getting massively overpaid. Maybe Markov, you could argue, but he's always been a really damn good defenseman. George is on a pretty good contract. Subban's due next year, though, so yeah. And then obviously Net, Price, and Budaj. Price getting massively underpaid until 2018-19, which is going to be kind of scary when we get there. And then Budaj, and then obviously Dustin Tokarski. So, yeah, I think our main targets to look to trade are Brian Gianna and Brendan Prust. Because if we trade those guys, say, for just draft picks and, like I said, a young left winger who is cheaper than Prust, we could get $6 million in cap. We could get almost $13 million in cap space to get replacements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through each team, guys, and I'm going to see if I can find a trade partner for either Prust or Gianna. I'm going to start cutting it a little differently. I'm going to start cutting when I do this because I don't want to, you know, just, oh, hey, here's me switching through all the teams. So I'm going to cut here. I'm going to come back when I have a trade partner, if I do. Alright guys, so we found a trade partner. We're going to try and acquire Vladimir Sabodeka from the St. Louis Blues. I think he could be a good third line option. That's what he's listed as. Plus, love his faceoffs. He's got 85 in the dot, so he can even come in on the center. And if we need to move someone like Alex Galchenyuk to the left wing, which I think we could actually end up doing this season, Vladimir Sabodeka, he's only on a 1-year contract, but he's only making $1.3 million. He was a 4th-round pick by the Boston Bruins. His value is not that high. He's got pretty good shooting, good puck skills, really love his skating. He's pretty fast, which is what the Canadiens are looking for. He's even got pretty decent physicality. The only issue is his senses. But, yeah, so Vladimir Sabodeka, we are going to try and acquire him from the St. Louis Blues, who do have a good amount of cap space, so they could look to be interested. They don't want Brendan Prust, which is an issue, but we are going to have to try and attach something else, I think. Gianta does have more value. Gianta does have more value, and this trade straight up wouldn't go through. Why would that? Oh, because they'd be over the cap then. Okay. So what about if we did, not straight up obviously, but Brendan Prust for Sabodeka? Okay, we'd still have to add a little bit, so that's not too bad at all. That is not bad. So picks, we obviously have our 3. Oh my god, those picks have gone up in value. So obviously we have 3 firsts, a 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 6th next year, and then we have our first. We have every pick in 2015. I think we just get rid of a 3rd in this trade. Prust a 3rd, and then we'd probably have to get rid of someone that they actually do want. The only issue, they only want players who are good. They want Desharnais, but we're not getting rid of a center. Actually, Desharnais might be a decent guy to get rid of. I mean, he's 81 overall. We already have... I mean, Plekanec is going to be coming up, though. But we do have all young centers except for Plekanec. Galchenyuk and Eller will be our probable number 1 and 2 centers coming down eventually down the line. Galchenyuk just has to work on his face-offs. Desharnais wouldn't be a bad guy to package in this deal, but we don't want to get rid of too many guys. So goalies they don't even want Carey Price. So yeah, so we're gonna have to try and package someone who has a little bit of value. We're not throwing in Rasmus Ristolainen. Dalton Thrower has 4-star potential, but I don't know if I want to absolutely get rid of him in this deal. Jonas Valkonen, though, he's 3.5 potential. And if you notice, guys, for the future, obviously we have Subban, we have Beaulieu, Thrower, Ristolainen, Tenorti. Valkonen isn't really in our plans. Darren Dietz is already signed, and he's already an overall point higher than him with a year younger. So Jonas Valkonen, let's throw him in. Oh, that trade might actually go through straight up Valkonen for Sabodeka. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out Brendan Prust in this trade. The reason being is I could maybe find a different trade to attach Brendan Prust in. So what I'm going to do, boys, is we're going to try and see if this goes through. Actually, that might go through straight up Valkonen for Sabodeka. That might go through straight up. So yeah, we're going to also take out the draft pick because we can save. So we're going to see if we can do this, ladies and gentlemen. Jonas Valkonen, a defensive prospect for us for straight up Vladimir Sabodeka. We're going to see if this goes through. And yes, it does. So we do have, we now do own, we now have our probable 3rd line left winger in Vladimir Sabodeka. So Brendan Prust would be down on the 4th line. That means our only issue now, actually 3rd line center potentially. Our only issue now is still getting rid of Brendan Prust and getting rid of the Brian Gianna contract. The good thing about the Gianna contract is it's $5 million, but there's value to it. There is value to it. Let's just flip through and see if there's any teams that want him. The Washington Capitals do want him. The only issue is we would have to take back cap space. So we would have to take back like a Troy Brouwer or, you know, like a Chimera and Moen type of contract, which we wouldn't because we just traded them Moen. So Washington is out of the running. Boston wants him, but we're not trading with division rivals right this. The Chicago Blackhawks want Brian Gianna, but they would be way over the salary cap, and we are not going to take on the guys that they have. Philip Deneau is in Washington, but I don't think he would pan out if he's already 66. So we're just going to keep looking, and I'm going to come back to you guys if we got anything involving Brian Gianna. All right, boys, I believe we found a trade. I'm trying to trade Brian Gianna to the Ottawa Senators. We're going to eat on the contract of Danny Alfredsson. We're trying to get Mark Stone in a 2014 second. We're trying to stockpile draft picks. Here's the funny thing. Brian Gianna is only an 82. He is a sniper, and that is his main asset. But when you look at it, Danny Alfredsson, at 40 years old, is an 83 overall. He's got decent shooting, pretty good puck skills, really great senses, really great defense. So he is more of a two-way forward at this stage. We could play him on the PK if we wanted to. And even his skating is pretty good. He's still got really great speed. So Danny Alfredsson is still NHL caliber, no doubt, at 40 years old. So even though we are getting 8 years older, we are trying to acquire Mark Stone and a 2014 second. We are improving on Brian Gianna. It would bring Gallagher down to the third line, but I don't think we really have an issue with that because Gallagher gives him a little more time to develop in the NHL level. And Brian Gianna, like I said, might end up going to free agency next year anyway. So for Brian Gianna, see if we can get Danny Alfredsson, Mark Stone, and a 2014 second. That doesn't work. All right, so the 2014 second, I had a feeling that would be a little bit redundant. So let me see if we can just get a 2015 third and a fifth as well. Okay, no. So let's just try for the 14 fourth and fifth, and no, that even doesn't go through. Okay. Just the wow, okay. I don't know, is asking for Mark Stone too much? Like what's going on there? Like is that asking for a little bit too much? Cuz I don't think it is. I don't think asking for Mark Stone is a little bit too much. Nikita Filatov might be a decent ad. He's a left winger, 74 overall. Oh, but his contract actually, I don't like that he's getting paid over $1 million. So actually, yeah. Take out Mark Stone. Will you do the second now? All right. So Brian Gianna for straight up Alfredsson and the second. Will it go through? No. The value of what you're asking for us to give up just isn't up to snuff at all. I don't think they'd be wanting to, but would they want to take on that contract? They want to take on... They actually do. They do want to take on that Brendan Prust contract. So Gianna and Prust for Alfredsson in a second. We would have $11 million in cap space. Is there anything else we like? We do like Mika Zibanejad, but obviously they're not gonna give up Mika Zibanejad unless we give them like one of our firsts this year, which I don't feel like doing right now, honestly. I wouldn't mind grabbing Chris Neal for like a 1 year, but he's on a 2 year, and I don't really like that. Eric Gryba would be good defensive depth. Nikita Filatov would be okay, but let's see if we can get their second. Let's see if we can get their second next year in exchange. So, boys, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get Gianna. We're trying to trade Gianna and Brendan Prust for Danny Alfredsson in 2 seconds. Will it go through? No, it doesn't. So we'll change the 2015 second to a fourth. That doesn't go through, so we'll get rid of that altogether. So we're just throwing in Brendan Prust as the cap dump, trying to get rid of Brian Gianna and Brendan Prust, bring in Danny Alfredsson for a year and get a 2014 second. That doesn't go through, so they're pretty neutral, so we're only a little bit off in the value. So we're going to give up our 2015 third because they actually do want that pick. And then we are going to give they want this Dalmar's goalie. They want Dalmers, and they do want Budai as well, so we could end up using Dustin Tokarski this year. They want Budai as the backup. I wouldn't mind using Dustin Tokarski, honestly, because he would only probably get about 15 games a year. He would probably only get about 25 he probably would only get 25 games a year. And Budai would clear up even more cap space for us. We'd have 12.4 mil to spend. Is Tokarski listed as a backup? Yes, he is. And he's only 23. I think giving him that experience with Carey Price would be good. He could probably be maybe a 77, 78. He could probably be Budai's overall by like next year maybe. So getting rid of Peter Budai in this trade as well, would that help their case? Brian Gianna, Brendan Prust, a third, and Budai in exchange for Danny Alfredsson, a 2014 second, and... Is there anyone? Who are they giving up? Oh, they're only giving up Alfredsson and Phillips. Rip. All right, so... All right. Just for shits and giggles, let's try and get their 2014 fourth as well this year. Will it go through? They're not... The need they're looking to fill isn't dire enough to be willing to absorb the contract of Brian Gianna, so they still don't want Brian Gianna. They really don't want to take on that Brian Gianna contract. Wow. Okay, so what if we just take the third and the fourth? Yeah, they still don't want to take on that Brian Gianna contract. What if we retain 1.5 million of it? We'll have 11 million in cap space. It's only for a 1 year. What if we do that? Okay, they're still not interested. Okay, what if we make it a second, but we're willing to retain 50% of the contract? We are willing to retain half. It's an 82 overall at 2.5. So, I mean, but then at that, actually, you know, yeah, true. At that point, the cap space we're relieving would be from Brendan Prust and Peter Budaj. So, they go through. There we go. So, we get rid of the Brian Gianna contract, we get rid of Prust, and we get rid of Peter Budaj. All in one deal to get Daniel Alfredsson. We get a second and a fourth-round pick. So, there we go. We now have 10... Oh, what? Okay, we now have about $10 million in cap space to spend in free agency. So, I think that's pretty good. So, now if we look at our contract situation, we are almost 30 minutes into recording. We're probably not 30 minutes into the video. Our center depth is pretty good. Plekanec, Eller, and then probably Sabodeka, Desharnais. Desharnais would be a trading guy at the deadline because I just want to see how he does throughout the season first. Oh, yeah, we're retaining salary now. I forgot we were retaining salary on 2 trades. But, yeah, Gail Cenic will probably transition to the left wing. So the left wing will probably be Pacioretty, Plekanec, Galchenyuk, and then we need a third and fourth line left winger still. So we didn't solve most of our issues. But we do now have Rene Bourque, Danny Alfredsson, and Brendan Gallagher. Rene Bourque, who is already 31. He's got a good shot. He's good puck skills, pretty decent senses, good defense, really good physicality, and pretty good skating. So Rene Bourque isn't amazing by any stretch of the word, but he is probably our best fit for maybe a first-line right winger right now. He might be a little bit overpaid, but I feel like he might fill a decent need that we have. Danny Alfredsson could even switch to the left wing, I'm pretty sure, if we get someone that we need on the right wing. And then left defense, like I said, we're covered, and in net we're covered with Price and Tokarski. That might be a little bit risky, running straight up Price and Tokarski. But you know what? Hey, I'm fine with it. 2 young goaltenders. So now, boys, let's finally get into free agency. So, boys, so we're looking... There's a lot of guys that are very, very expensive. Jerome McGinley wants 3.8. Michael Ryder, who I left the potential open of getting, he wants 3.1. That's pretty expensive. Marcus Johansson, I've expressed this to you guys. How would you guys feel about potentially offer sheeting Marcus Johansson? We'd have to give up a second this year, which I am perfectly fine with doing. He's a second-line center, apparently. He's only 83 overall. He wants $3 million. It would allow us to transition Eller to the wing or be able to transition Plekanec into the wing, maybe. Actually, it would probably give us a transition for potentially Desharnais to the wing, maybe. Or an open slot to trade Desharnais already, actually. Marcus Johansson is 83. He's 4-star potential. I do like him. He's 4-star potential. He only wants a 2-year deal. But we give him $3 million. He could potentially work on that third line, I think. What is he? He is a playmaker. So he's got good puck skills. Love his discipline. I love guys who don't take penalties. He's pretty solid skating. Great shooting. Pretty good defense even. At 22 years old, he still has a couple good years to develop. He's got 4 years left to develop. I would love to go after Marcus Johansson. So now for the left wing, Clark MacArthur's not a bad guy, but we need him. He would be more of a depth guy at this point. Jagr. A team wants Jagr, and that is Winnipeg. Winnipeg does want Jaromir Jagr. I would love Jagr. My issue with getting Jagr is he'd be on the 4th line now. If we had straight up traded Gianna away without getting Alfredsson, Jagr would have been the guy we go for, but he's a sniper. He's a sniper. His passing is great. His deking is so-so. His poise, though. If we get into the playoffs, we will need... We will need guys like Jaromir Jagr. We will need guys like Jaromir Jagr to be there to be able to help calm the young guys down. You know, guys like Pacioretty and Gallagher, you know, and even Sabodeka, you know. So Jagr, I still do really want to get Jaromir Jagr. Mason Raymond couldn't be a bad left-wing option. What about Teemu Selanne? I know we're getting extremely old, but Selanne's also a sniper, and he's pretty solid. He's great discipline, great poise, really good puck skills, great shooting. Really good speed as well. For a 42-year-old, he's got really damn good speed. And I know we've become a really big retirement home, but Selanne, I think, could work. Plus, here's the thing: he's right-handed. We could move him to the left wing if we wanted. He could be a really solid fourth line left winger for us. There is also Simon Gagne, who I do like. Simon Gagne could be a decent addition. And then there's still also these guys: Spurgeon, Tanov, and Martinez. If we wanted to play our 77 overalls in the minors, okay, maybe not Martinez, but like Spurgeon and Tanov. We could try and get these guys. I'm just trying to look right now before I make any big offers. Cabriolet would be nice to bring him back for defensive depth, maybe. I just want to look. How much would it take to offer sheet one of... You don't have the appropriate draft. Okay, so it would be a third. Yeah, so for each of these guys, it would take a third-round pick. So I'd have to reacquire my third via trade, offer sheet Tanov. If he gets accepted and we get Chris Tanov, trade back for the third, and offer sheet Jared Spurgeon. I don't know if that would really work. I mean, I'd be fine offer sheeting one of Tanov or Spurgeon. Probably Tanov instead because he's cheaper. But yeah. So for guys we're gonna go after in free agency. I also want to look at goaltenders. LeBarb wouldn't be bad, but I do think for sure we do need an AHL goaltender. So I'm gonna go after this Tom McCollum. He's only 23. He's already 60. He's only 65 overall, but I mean, hey, we just need someone good for the AHL. Detroit wants him. Detroit also wants him, so we'll try and get him on a 1 year, 650. It's not gonna break the bank, and it's not gonna hurt us. Oh, he's an RFA. I see. Okay, so he's an RFA. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, let's try it. 1 year, 650K. Yeah, why not? Let's sign Tom McCollum away from the Red Wings, and the highly sought after free agent. Who the hell's trying to go after Tom McCollum? Wait, why am I trying to offer sheet Tom McCollum twice? Is that counting as 4? Oh, okay, that's weird. But yeah, so defensemen, I don't think there's any defensemen with a lot of potential that aren't... Okay, well, actually, no, never mind. Carl Gunnarsson has no offers so far. Yeah, I don't think we need any defensemen. I'm just trying to go for guys that are in the AHL. Okay, I can go for... Yeah, Jan Mercic. He's a sniper, isn't he? Because I feel like we need snipers in the AHL, right? Yeah, so we need snipers, so... We'll try and get the... What the... Why is he 1... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Why is he 1.5? Okay. We'll try and get him as well, 650 for 1 year. And we'll try and get this kid, this Rhett Rakshani kid. Oh, my God. Why do all these guys... Okay, that sucks. We'll try and get this guy 1 year, 650. We'll just try and sign everyone 1 year, 650. Matt Dagostini, bring him back maybe to the Habs, 4th line role. He'd be a good depth forward. He's a sniper. Doesn't have a bad shot at all. Good skating. Pretty decent, or good puck skills, decent skating. Wouldn't be that bad to bring in my opinion. Mikko A. Lettinen. Dale Weiss. No, we're not bringing in Dale Weiss. All right. Again, boys, I'm just looking at prospects right now. Guys that we can use in the AHL. Max Freeberg, 20 years old. He's 55 overall, but he's 3.5 potential. Might not be a bad kid to bring in, actually. I'm trying to look for like young guys with a little bit of overall to them already. I'm not finding many, surprisingly, or non-surprisingly, I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess the best kid would probably be one of these 60 overall guys. Fraser McLaren wouldn't be great for me. Centers, I feel like we do need a couple centers in the AHL. Marcus Kruger, but I think he would be offer sheeted, right? I'm pretty sure. Calle Arncrow, he's 21 years old, 59 overall. Could probably give him a 2-year deal. He's only 21, so like, why not? 2 years, 650K for Calle Arncrow. Worst case scenario, he's an AHL goalie. He's an AHL player, and that's what we kind of get him for. Joakim Anderson. He's listed as a 4th line guy. Okay, he's from Detroit as well. We'd have to offer sheet him. Phil McRae. I'm just trying to look for different people. Jack Connolly. Does he need offer sheet? No, he doesn't. So we're going to go after Jack Connolly. He's 23, 63. Decent 3rd line option, I guess. Okay, we can give him 2 years if we want. But now he's 23. We'll just give him a 1 year, see if he can prove it in the AHL for us. And I think that might be all we look at for the time being. Leo Komarov, let's go. Leo Komarov's actually not a bad player in the AHL. But yeah, McKinnon, let's go, Kyle McKinnon. All right, so now enough goofing around, boys. Now we are gonna look at NHL guys. I genuinely think we could offer sheet Marcus Johansson. I think we could offer sheet Marcus Johansson. Probably cost about $3 million. Worst case scenario, we move him to the wing. Because Marcus Johansson, his face-off rate isn't that great. He's got decent defense, pretty good puck skills, really great discipline and good offensive awareness. He's even got a great shot. He's really great skating. Who has his rights? It's Washington. So in order for me to go through with this offer sheet, I'd have to give up a second this year, which is something I think I'd be 100% willing to do. We have 3 firsts. I'm not going to get entirely greedy with draft picks. Washington only has $2.3 million in cap space, and if they make a free agency signing themselves, they also have Carl Alsner to worry about. So Marcus Johansson, I think we could easily offer sheet this kid away. Give him 1 year, $3 million. The only issue is I don't know if $3 million would put it over the compensation. It would be 3.3. So actually, yeah, we could easily offer sheet him like 3.125 or something like that. So yeah, I think that's our first free agent signing, boys. We are going to make our first NHL signing, boys. We are going to make a massive splash for a... Oh, okay, no. I don't want to get too risky because if we sign him for 3 years, that gives Washington a big leeway. So we're just going to sign him to a 2-year deal. We are going to sign him to a 2-year, $3.15 million contract for 2 years. Marcus Johansson, he's a second-line forward. We can move him to the second-line left wing if we need. Or third line, either or. So you know what? Yeah, we're going to go through this offer sheet. We give up a second-round pick if he accepts. Marcus Johansson, potentially welcome to the Montreal Canadiens. Marcus Johansson will be offer sheeted. And there we go. So we are now sending out 2 offer sheets. One of them major, the other is Marcus Johansson. I want to go for Jagr. Here's my thing. I want to get Jaromir Jagr. But I don't know if he would be the best guy for the job right now. I feel like we should trade for him. Or should acquire him in free agency. But at the same time, I do really like the proposition of getting Teemu Selanne. Getting Teemu Selanne and then maybe going for like Simon Gagne. The only issue is Gagne wants a lot of goddamn money. Gagne wants a lot of money. But Brian Bickle is only 27. He's not much better. He's listed as a third-line guy. And he only... Actually, compared to Simon Gagne, he only wants $400,000 more. Simon Gagne. What does he only want? What does he want for a 1 year? Holy... Okay, yeah, you know, he wants a lot more. At least with Bickle, he only wants a 1 year deal. What is with Bickle? He's a physical guy. Pretty decent defense. Decent shot. Okay, what about Simon Gagne? Okay, he's a two-way guy. He's got defense. He's got pretty good senses. Really great skating still. Really good puck skills. Good shooting. Not bad on like a bottom 6. See, this is my issue, is pulling the trigger on something because I don't know exactly who to go after. I want to go after a Clark MacArthur. I want to go after one of these guys for the second line, but we don't need a second line left winger because we have Gail Cenic or Johansson that can play there. We really just need a fourth line guy. So who would be listed as a fourth line guy? Restislav Orlesh. Oh, okay, here we go. Frolov. We're not signing him for the NHL. We're signing him for the AHL because he's a really good... He actually, I know about Frolov. He does play really good. Jason Blake, is he still... Okay, no. I don't think Jason Blake is Steve Bégin. Jason Blake's a sniper. He's not bad. Restislav Orlesh, playmaker. Might be a good guy to sign for, like, depth, maybe. Yeah, there's really not much here. There's really not much once you get past the initial crop. Yeah, then you're getting into a bunch of AHL guys, so yeah. What about right wingers? Let's look individually at right wingers. Yeah, so Jagr. Jagr wants more than the average third liner. And so does Selanne when you look at it. Selanne definitely wants more than the average right winger. Mike Knubel's still playing somehow in this league. Matt Dagostini actually might be a decent guy to acquire, regardless if he's just depth or not. Yeah, give Matt Dagostini 1 year, $900K. Worst case scenario, we play him in the AHL for the year. Radek Dvorak, what a legend. What a legend. I mean, Here's the thing. Even if he plays fourth line minutes, he'll be getting power play time. Because our right wing depth is Bork, Gallagher, Alfredsson, and Jagr. I'm pretty sure Bork Gallagher would be on the PK. Actually, Alfredsson might be. And then Alfredsson, Jagr on the power play. So we're going to be paying him for the power play time. I'm pretty sure. We'd be paying him for the power play time, and we'd probably get good looks out of him. So Jagr, I'm sorry any Winnipeg fans watching. I know what we're about to do is going to hurt. But 1 year, $3.25 million for 1 year of Jaromir Jagr to help us win a Stanley Cup, boys. I'm going for it. I'm going for Jagr. Even though we need left wing, I'm going for Jaromir Jagr. Worst case scenario, we don't get him and we end up going after Teemu Selanne. And then we need a left winger. I don't know. Do we bring back Gail Cenic maybe? Because there's a couple guys here that we could go for. Wojtek Wolski. I do like Wojtek Wolski. Gail Cenic wants the second least amount of money behind Dustin Penner for an 81. Gail Cenic, he's got a pretty good shot, actually. He's got a pretty underrated shot in this game. Good puck skills, pretty decent senses, good discipline, decent defense, pretty good physicality, and decent skating. He is a power forward. He's an 81 overall. He's really not that bad. We bring him in on like a 1 year, prove it kind of deal. I think we wait on Gail Cenic. I think we advance a couple days, see what we get going. See if the dude will take like 1.75 maybe after a bit. So, you know what? Yeah, boys, we are going to advance a couple days. We're going to see what we can get going. See if we get any of our free agents, and we'll go from there. All right, so here we go, boys. We got our first batch of signings. Jan Misek has accepted our offer, obviously. Tom McCollum has decided to re-sign with the Detroit Red Wings. So we do need to grab a AHL goaltender now. Jack Conley was happy to accept our offer, and Calle Yarncrow was happy to accept our offer. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go towards an AHL level goaltender. Jose Theodore would be fun for the memes. He would be fun for the funny epic memes. But there's a guy I want to go for, and that's Chad Johansson. I'm not going to say why, and I'm not going to say why I'm overpaying the shit out of him. But all I'm going to say is AHL legend. And I feel like there's a guy we could go for. There's another AHL level guy that we could go for in terms of goaltending. Nico Hoivonen wouldn't be bad actually as a backup. Nico Hoivonen, the only issue I have with him is that he's 25. Mikko Koskinen. You know what, for the memes, Mikko Koskinen is our backup. For the memes, Mikko Koskinen. So again, boys, we are going to skip a couple days, and we're going to see what free agency signings we got next. All right, boys, so we got our next batch of free agency signings. This is literally the day later. Matt Dagostin is happy to accept, so we have our fourth line switch in and out type of guy. Marcus Johansson has accepted our offer, but the Capitals have a week to match the offer. Alexander Frolov accepts. Jagr. Let's go, baby. We got Jaromir Jagr, baby. And Rhett Rakhshani obviously was extremely happy to accept our offer. So I'm pretty sure everyone's actually in the AHL right now. So that's going to be kind of fun. All right, boys. So we still have... Oh, my God. Why do 6 teams want Vincent Lecavalier? Anaheim, Winnipeg, Colorado, Dallas, Jersey, and Phoenix. All right, you know what? For the memes, just because, just to say we got in on it, let's just offer him something he's never going to accept. Like $2.5 million, just to bump that number up. There we go. He's never gonna accept it, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see if he does, which he won't. Nathan Horton has no teams offering on him. That's very surprising right now. What about Gail Cenic? No one's offered on him. Still wants 2.25. See, we have 3.5 million in cap now, so we can easily afford him. We could afford him or Teemu. Again, we're going to skip a couple days. Vincent Lecavalier, yeah, does. Okay, so you haven't offered me the salary I deserve if you're asking me to compromise on years. Oh, okay. Rip. All right, there we go. So, fuck you. All right, so guys, I'm actually going to take a slow burn now. I'm going to obviously skip a couple days. Maybe a couple weeks, actually, if I don't... Actually, no, because I have the couple offers to look at. Once we get through the last couple offers, what I'm going to do, boys, is I'm going to get to I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to offer sheet. I'm going to look at Latendresse and Selanne. I'm going to see how many teams offer on them, and I'm going to counter those offers if there are any. If not, I'm going to play the waiting game, see how low they drop their offers, and then we'll go for them based on that. So we'll see after we get our current offers, which we're going to see how the guys respond to that, and the Marcus Johansson offer sheet. All right, so Mikko Koskinen accepts our offer, which was kind of a no-brainer. All right, boys, so massive offer now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Capitals have not matched the Marcus Johansson offer sheet. So we give up our 2014 second-round pick. I am very happy about that. I think we both walk out of this pleased. They resolve an issue with one of their RFAs that wasn't going to sign with Washington due to their limited amount of cap space. And we get a guy who could potentially play center and can also play left wing. I think that kind of solves our issue, actually. Because we get Marcus Johansson, I don't think there is a need for Latendresse or Selanne now. I will look in just a second. We just had 2 phones, and now we have less phones. So I'm going to go to the contracts in a second once our next offers are resolved, and we'll see how we can take it from there. All right, never mind. So apparently this was upcoming. So Marcus Johansson is happy to join the team as the original team didn't match the offer sheet, and Chad Johnson is very happy to accept the offer. So boys, looking at that, we've not approached anyone else. Every single player we approached matched our offer, obviously except Vincent Lecavalier, who was just a meme offer. Okay, that's kind of cool. Signed by Canadiens. I like that, actually. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we got Marcus Johansson, we've got Jaromir Jagr, Matt Dagostini. So we signed Johansson and Jagr, and then a bunch of our AHL depth, except for obviously Matt Dagostini, who could potentially come in as a fourth line guy when injuries occur, because injuries are going to occur, and that's why I'm going to start trying to sign a couple 70 overalls to have healthy scratches, because there will be injuries during the season. Believe me, guys, there will be. Chad Johnson and Mikko Koskinen are probably our AHL tandem, so yeah, and this is actually my birthday, so happy birthday to me, boys, in real life. I turned 11 years old, so we have an 11-year-old running the Montreal Canadiens. So what we're going to do now is, I just realized we're 50 minutes in recording. This is crazy. What I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to look at my contract situation. We're going to look at the team, not comprise lines, but we're just going to see how we look. So we have Plekanec, Eller, Johansson, Gail Cenic, Desharnais, obviously at center. Like I said, Plekanec, Eller, Desharnais, probably the only guys that are going to stick at center, maybe. Desharnais has 75 faceoffs. I just want to look at guys' faceoffs right now. Galchenyuk's got 70, 70, 75, 75. Yeah, so our best faceoff guy is Vladimir Sabodeka. So I'm probably going to try and move Johansson and Galchenyuk potentially to the wing. At this early in Galchenyuk's development, I don't think it's going to hurt him that much because he's not necessarily a center. I do think he is more of a natural winger right now. Max Pacioretty. Of course, he is a pure, I don't know if I'd say he's a power forward. I'd say he's more of a sniper. So that might end up stunting him a little bit because power forwards don't really perform in this game. But, I mean, hey, we'll see. And, yeah, so, yeah. Pacioretty, and then Sabodeka, I think we can start transitioning Sabodeka to the center because it's 85 faceoffs. He deserves to be on the faceoffs. And then, okay, yeah, so no, we still do need, oh, wait, no, we don't, because 1, 2, 3, oh, wait, no, yeah, we do, I miscounted, I am the big dumb, yeah, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so we do still need a fourth line center, we do still need our fourth line left winger, so Latendresse or Selanne could be one of those guys. I'm thinking we head more towards the direction of maybe Teemu Selanne, just because he's that veteran presence, he'd be really solid, but I mean, who knows, maybe, we'll see. Okay, so a team has offered on Teemu Selanne, so we do have to go for them, and it is Winnipeg, so you know what? I'm going to let them have Teemu Selanne. Selanne deserves to retire where he started. Winnipeg fans, you better thank me in the comments. Teemu Selanne will retire a Jet. We will go after Gail Latendresse, and you know what, boys? We are only going to give him a 1-year contract, but we are going to give him, for a fourth line role, we will give Gail Latendresse $2.5 million contract. And after this, I believe we are going to be done with free agent signings. Unless somehow Nathan Horton's still available at the start of the year, we might trade maybe like a David Desharnais contract, see how much he wants. But we are going to skip a couple days ahead and obviously see what lies ahead in terms of contracts with Gail Latendresse. All right, boys, Gail Latendresse does accept our offer of $2.5 million for 1 year. He will be our fourth line left winger. Oh God, this is gonna backfire, isn't it? Lots to undress, so hell yeah, I'm very happy to see that. And yeah, if all goes right, I'm probably going to get to preseason. We'll do that next video, most likely. But yeah, we'll see if there's any other free agent signings that might lie ahead for me or not. We'll see in the coming days. What the fuck? I pressed pause. Alright guys, before we get to the start, we were actually trying to reacquire our 3rd round pick. It was actually in Washington, where we just offer sheeted Marcus Johansson. We're trying to give him a 4th, and William Cochran, who we just picked up in the draft in the 6th round in 2013. But we are trying to sign a defenseman. We are trying to offer sheet another defenseman, so we're going to see if this goes through. I'm hoping it does. Cochran and a 4th for the 3rd. No, it doesn't. So we will include another guy that they want. It seems they do want a lot of prospects, so that's going to be good for us. Oh, yeah, they want, like, all of our prospects. They want this William Archambault kid, who does not seem to be panning out at the NHL level. We have a bunch of left-wing prospects. We could probably sign Brady Vale, for example. So, yeah, we'll just include William Archambault. We'll see. Does this go through then? Yes, it does. So we do get back our 3rd round pick. Actually didn't have that much high value. So, boys, now what we can do is what I wanted to do for not a couple years, but we are going to offer sheet Chris Tanov. So his rights are with the Vancouver Canucks. Now, the tricky thing is just being able to offer sheet him and making sure you give him enough so you don't have to go over that 1.68, but offer sheeting enough to where it's like, yeah, no, they will not match this contract, you know? Because I'm not going to reacquire my 2nd round pick. 2nd was way too messy. I'd have to give up a future 2nd most likely. And see Vancouver. Oh, my audio just got really shot for some reason with the capture card, so that's weird. But yeah, see, Vancouver does not have much cap space at all. Oh, okay, oh my god, that sounds really bad all of a sudden. So boys, yeah. That sounds really bad. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm going to turn that way down on my capture card. It went from 35 to 40 now, so boys, yeah, I'm going to end here actually because the capture card seems to be going a little haywire. But yeah, so Chris Tanov, we're going to offer sheet him before we end. He wants a 2-year contract. We're actually going to go down to 45. Oh my god, yeah, he wants a 2-year. So we are going to offer sheet him $1.5 million for the next 2 seasons. Chris Tanov would actually be an improvement on some of our current defensemen, so I figured, hey, we only give up a 3rd. He's 3.5 potential. He's 23. He might develop into an 81, 82. Why not? So you know what? Yeah, we give up our 3rd. Let's go ahead with the offer sheet on Chris Tanov. I'm going to be right back, boys. I'm going to try and figure out what the issue is with this capture card. I'm going to probably have to plug it back in and whatnot, and we're going to see if it works from there. And, yeah, if it does, then I'll be back in probably about 2 minutes, but you guys will see it like nothing because I'm going to pause OBS, and we'll see how the Tanov offer sheet comes along. Alright, bad update, boys, but it seems like my capture card might have fried auditorily because it's still very, very crispy like this. But, hey, we'll get through the end of preseason. We're going to sim up to the start of preseason again, and we're just going to see how the Tanov offer sheet comes, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so Chris Tanov obviously accepted our offer sheet, but it's not a done deal yet, as the Canucks do have a chance to match. I'm sorry, Vancouver fans. But yeah, so Chris Tanov, we're just going to see if he does get matched or not by the Washington Capitals. We'll wait by the Vancouver Canucks. We'll wait a week, and we'll see from there. Alright, boys, so almost immediately after, the Vancouver Canucks have decided they are not willing to match my offer of $1.5 million to RFA Chris Tanov. We give up our 2014 3rd, and that is a really damn good price right there. Only giving up a 3rd round pick for Chris Tanov. That's pretty good right there. I like that. So Chris Tanov joins the team now. The Montreal Canadiens, I think we're set. Yeah, if there's anyone else that we could maybe add, like I said, it would maybe be Spurgeon. Martinez has actually lowered his price to lower than Jared Spurgeon's, but then we'd have to give up a 2nd round pick for, and I don't think we feel comfortable doing that. So, yeah. So Saku Koivu still wants a shit ton of money. But yeah, guys, so what we're going to do now is I think we're just going to sim to the start of preseason, and we're going to see how things go from there, see the big free agents left, and see what we can take from there. Mccollum, I did just say this might be an interesting guy to pick up if he's still available during preseason. Great shot, really good puck skills, damn good discipline, great poise, really great defense, really good skating. Would be a good guy to come in to replace David Desharnais, even if he is 36. But that's something of a conversation if he's still available for the next episode, I think. So I'm gonna catch up to you guys in just a second. We're gonna sim pretty much to the start of preseason. All right, guys. So we are here, and now it is time for the scouting assignment. This is something I love doing in the games. I love the scouting assignments. We are gonna go just by projected this time. So Josh Hosang is projected. Leon Draisaitl this year is projected to go in the second round. So that kid might be interesting. This draft class looking like it is definitely going to be very offensive. There's a lot of forwards in the WHL, not as many in the OHL, but a couple seeming like they might stick out. But we are going to go to the WHL because I recognize a couple more names there. We're just going to scout those guys for a week. And actually, what I just realized, I didn't do this yet. We are going to go to the GM tracker because there are points I haven't spent yet in the GM tracker. I just completely forgot about that. So yeah, what I'm going to do, boys, is I'm going to up the scouting by 1. Pro Scout. I'm actually going to up everything just by 2 or by 1 so we can actually have all balances. I know it probably isn't the greatest idea, but yeah. So we are now here in preseason, and what we're going to do is we're going to just, we're just going to spend some time with these guys, So who is currently set to play? So we have our centers as Plekanec, Eller, Johansson, and Desharnais. So Galchenyuk's apparently in the AHL. We have Pacioretty, Sabodeka, and Latendresse. We have Bork, Alfredsson, Gallagher, and Jagr. And for defensemen, we do have Subban, Gomez, Markov, Emelin, Tanov, Diaz, and Druskis. And then we have Price and Tokarski. Then in the system, we have Johansson and Koskinen. We do have Tenori, Beaulieu, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Those guys are probably going to stay down there. Then we have Dagostini, Rakshani, Quiller, Mersak, and them guys. We have Frolov, and then Houdon, who's in the CHL. And then, yeah, we have Galchenyuk in the AHL, which I am not a big fan of. Can I go to roster moves? Okay, no, I can't from there. So, yeah, and again, boys, I'm really sorry for how bad the audio sounds right now. Yeah, so roster moves. So what I'm going to do is going to go by here. I'm torn. Apparently, Galchenyuk is going to the CHL. I don't think we want him in the CHL this year. So what we're going to do is we are going to swap Natsian and Galchenyuk. And it's good to know Galchenyuk doesn't need waivers. If he does start to do poor, we can send him down to the CHL. For left wingers, I do want to give Frolov a chance. But I don't know. I think like it might be a little bit better. And then, yeah, right wingers, I think what we're going to do is we are going to give most of our NHL guys just the standard chance just to, perform. I think what we might do is we might scratch guys like Alfredsson and Jagr maybe, give them like 4th line, 3rd line ice time just to see, maybe how guys like Gallagher and Bork end up doing. I think that's what we'll do is we won't go our exact lineups, but we will go similar lineups. So Davies Druskis is going to get sent down. Markov's going to be on like 3rd pairing probably, and then we're going to use like Tanov and okay, so Diaz apparently Jared Tenorti's only 21. Rafael Diaz is so let me swap Diaz and Tenorti. So yeah, there we go. So I think we're actually pretty set here, and then obviously in net we'll probably run more so with Tokarski. Price might get a couple games there at the end, but yeah. We're just going to go and quickly edit our lines. All right, boys, so we are here. We have the lineups. In preseason, we were running with Pacioretty, Plekanec, and Gallagher. I believe that actually was the first line for a year in Montreal, but we're going to run with it in preseason, see how that goes. Galchenyuk's going to be with Sabodeka and Bork, so we're giving Sabodeka the second-line center role in preseason. Galchenyuk's going to be up in the lineup. Newly acquired Marcus Johansson with Eller and newly acquired Jagr. We're going to try that as the 3rd line, see how that works. Jagr actually is our only sniper. Pacioretty should technically be a sniper, but he's for some reason a power forward in this game, so yeah. And then Latendresse going to be with Desharnais and Alfredsson on the 4th line. And then on the blue line, we are going to have Georges with Subban. We're going to have Tanov with Tenorti, and then Markov with Emelin on that 3rd line. We're probably going to play Markov with Subban on the actual first pairing, and then Georges with Emelin, and then Tanov, Tenorti. They're just getting top 4 minutes just to see what they can do. And then in net, we are going to have Tokarski and then Pricey. For the Hamilton Bulldogs, we are going to set the lineups in the next video. Why do we have Pateri and Okarainen? I don't like that. But yeah, we are going to set the AHL lineups next episode. That is going to do it, I believe, for this the second episode of the NHL 14 BHGM mode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, guys, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what you guys think. If I should put Darnay on the first line, if I should put Gail Cenic on the right wing and put Gallagher on the left wing and switch those two guys around. You know, let me know what you guys think. I should do for preseason, for the rest of the preseason, for the regular season. Yeah, let me know what you guys think I should do in the comments. That'd be much appreciated. As you guys saw in this video, you guys will get them. You guys will get any comments read out on stream. I'm hoping there's not like 18,000 comments to read next video, because that would be very funny actually, but probably wouldn't be great for the channel. Probably wouldn't be great for how long the video would be, I mean. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, sharing, includes but not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, anything else. My name's Harry Rice. Subscribe to Puff Club, subscribe to Hasty Club, subscribe to SubHub, subscribe to the D Nation. If you remember the Mod Squad, thank you for moderating any comments on any streams and or any videos that they post. It is greatly appreciated. Links in the description, boys. Check them out. We got the Amazon wishlist, the PO Box, the PayPal, the Discord, the Twitch, the Speedrun, the Letterboxd, and I think we have something else I keep forgetting, honestly. Check all that good stuff out, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is Harry Rice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it if you guys stayed throughout the whole premiere. This is probably like another 40-minute video. I'm really hoping it's not, but I mean, it probably will. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, my name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Stay classy, boys. Adi Montreal. And always remember, no matter how good we are like last year, how bad we are like this year, or potentially in this game, how good we are or bad we are like this year, we don't know yet because we're only in preseason. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. And always remember, guys, go Habs go, like I said. My name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Peace, boys. Love you guys. Peace.